is what we see. I know if I'm haunting you, you're my...
This is peak male physical form, whether you like it or not. I'm built like a sage grouse. You can't handle this. You can't handle this, bro. What is more masculine than being built like an actual rooster that had a wish to turn into a real boy? Hello? Are you stupid? Look at me.
Yeah, here come the rooster. Yeah, you know he ain't gonna die. No, no, no. You know he ain't gonna die.
The girl I used to be in 2017. Honestly, I hardly recognize. Who am I to say that you're the one to blame?
So what's the point of talking if you're not changing your mind? I've got a chick's body.
My name is Flynn. This is my voice. Day 0 on testosterone. Ah! Sorry, that was loud. Actually, you know what? That's a good idea. I want to see how my screams change. Ah! Okay.
Take her name out of your mouth. You don't deserve to.
Let's talk about all the things that you do need for top surgery and a couple of things I wish I knew as somebody who just had it. Hi, I'm Xander. I had top surgery just over a month ago, and I've been asked to make a video because I said I would and then totally forgot about the things that you actually do need for top surgery recovery, because I know I watched about 1,000 of these videos before I went and had top surgery, and people have like huge lists. Everybody's got different lists of things that they need, and as somebody who is autistic and like sensitive with like textures and touches and things, and there was a lot to it that I was nervous about, and so I like really honed in on like, what do I need? And there are some things that I would say like you absolutely need, and some things that are completely optional. Starting with things that like I don't think I could have survived without, I'm going to start with one that you don't necessarily need to buy, and that's call your surgeon's office, even if you're not even scheduled yet, even if you're just curious or whatever, and ask when top surgery is done, what compression garment is provided by the hospital. I was very lucky. My specific hospital does actually provide full zip-up vest garments with shoulder straps and like full compression and everything. Some hospitals do not provide that. They provide ace bandages that you're just going to have to wrap around yourself. If they are not going to provide a full vest, I 1,000% recommend ask them what brands are safe and ask them what they recommend in terms of going and getting your own. You can buy what are called gynecomastia vests or mastectomy vests or surgical compression vests off of a billion websites, Amazon included. Get yourself a compression vest that isn't an ace bandage, because having to like hike up the ace bandages is just not going to be, it's not going to help you for anything. Get a vest that feels secure, that you feel safe having it on. It's just going to be helpful. I'm sorry, ignore the plane sounds if you can hear them. I don't know what's going on. But other things that I think are absolutely required that I think you should buy. Number one is a mastectomy pillow. It feels obvious, but genuinely, this is a mastectomy to some degree. It's a double mastectomy. It's breast removal. So get a mastectomy pillow. They are full chest pillows that have little divots for the armpits and then also sit back here. It's going to protect your whole scar length, and it's gonna keep your armpits elevated, because what I didn't realize is for like the first 3 weeks, you're stuck like this. Like, I was stuck like this. You cannot put your arms down like this. It took me 3 weeks to be able to put my arms down to my sides like that, because the swelling here is so bad. It's swollen and it hurts. Like, you don't want to touch it. So if you don't want to be stuck trying to carry your arms around like this, which makes your arms tired, vasectomy pillows are going to add that cushion, and they have a pocket right here. And good, because that's about as far away as you can reach most things. You need, you know, your phone, your headphones, your whatever you need, like right here available to you, which is super useful. Some mastectomy pillows also have pockets on the inside as advertised for ice packs. Do not do that. I don't know why they've advertised that. If for like mastectomies for different whatever, whatever. Do not put ice packs in your mastectomy pillow after top surgery. Yes, you might think that it's going to feel good or it's going to help with the swelling, but it is not. First of all, they recommend heat more than ice for healing, and also ice restricts blood flow. That's why it brings down swelling, is because it restricts blood vessels and it restricts blood flow. You do not want to restrict blood flow to things that are actively healing, especially your nipples. If you don't want to risk any type of damage to them, do not put ice in your mastectomy pillow. Just had to get that out of the way. Okay. Number 2 of things that I feel like I absolutely needed, and this is one I did not see in a lot of places, a mastectomy shirt. They are the regular shirts that either button up or zip here, because you cannot put on anything over your head, so they're front open, and they have pockets at the side for your drains. For the first 2 weeks, my drains were the biggest problem. It was not, or the first week I should say, it was not the top surgery like pain or the scars or the not being able to sleep or the whatever. It was these drains that, like, if you can see, so this is my drain entrance. This right here I have on both sides. This is a scar caused by my drains, because this is where my vest ended and where my drains came out, and they would rub, and I got blisters that then I have like light scarring where my drains were pushing into my sides. The drains suck. Okay, they're not fun. I'm not going to tell you that they're a dream boat, but they're completely manageable, and one of the best ways I managed it was that mastectomy shirt, because as somebody who didn't like the concept that I had a tube going inside of me and then curling up under my skin, I was so afraid of tugging these on anything. Like, I was terrified that I was going to like something was going to loop and it was going to pull, and like every time I moved, I was like so careful with them. The mastectomy shirts keep them tucked away in a pocket. They have a little clasp that you can clasp the tube to, so that they're not getting caught on anything. They're not getting like twisted up or moving around or whatever. It's holding them completely still, and it really eased a lot of my pain. Highly, highly recommend. I know some people are like, oh, you can just stuff them in your sweater pockets or clip them to a tie or something, but like, the shirt was not that expensive, and I genuinely think it was worth it. And my last thing is kind of like, well, there's some other things. These are where I'm starting to get into, like, I don't think you need, but I highly recommend. One of them is going to be a little bit movable, and that's going to be a reclining pillow. I got a reclining pillow as a gift. I would not have probably bought it had I not been gifted it, because they are expensive. But I got like a full triangle reclining pillow, plus a little triangle that went under my knees, plus a curved one that like, they were all a set. They're like a curved one that went up against the triangle so I could adjust like the height that I was sleeping at. Because for the first 4 weeks, well, I think it's the first 2 or 3 weeks, regardless, there's a certain amount of time where you cannot lay flat. You're not permitted to lay flat. I think it's like the first week you absolutely can't, and then it's like recommended to like slowly work back down. But regardless, the point is, you need something. You don't have to go and spend $120 to get that full set of things. You know what else you can do? Buy a bunch of extra pillows, or stack all your pillows up against the wall, and just make sure you're sitting at a nice slant. I don't think the lifted pillow is required, but make sure you invest in some kind of big pillows to be behind your back, and some kind of little pillows to rest your elbows at while you're sleeping, because sleeping is really rough for the first 2 weeks. I actually went and bought as little sleeping pillows, as some of you have saw, these, which are Squishmallow stackables, and they're like perfect armpit size. Like these were my lifesavers while I was recovering from top surgery. So I highly recommend getting something little for your arms and something big for your back. Also, getting some kind of mesh bag, specifically for showering with your drains. It's not a requirement, but like, having something that you can, I just put mine, I got like a little mesh bag I could put around my neck and just drop my drains in, and they sat right here so I could shower, but like my drains weren't like flopping around, and it was mesh so they weren't like sitting in water because that's dangerous too. So highly recommend something like that. Again, a lot of mastectomy shirts come with a mastectomy like bag that you can use to carry them around that way. So if you prefer that, you can go and get something like that. Beyond that, again, there's like little things that made my quality of life better. Make sure you have a cup with a straw. That feels like that feels like something that's common knowledge, but like you're going to want either access to a straw or a cup with a straw, because like lifting to drink is not going to be an option for like a week. Like you're going to want that straw there. I highly recommend an African net sponge. Weird recommendation, but they're really, really long. Like, and I use them pre top surgery because I just love they feel clean, much better than loofahs or washcloths or whatever. But because they're so long, you can get your back, you can get your legs by like dropping it and wrapping it around your legs for while you aren't able to bend and twist the way you're normally able to. It just really helped my independence levels. But yeah, I think those are, I have my little list, which is why I'm looking. I think those are all the things I think like you really need for top surgery. Those are like I would highly recommend get your hands on something like this if you're going to want to survive it. The only other thing I have is just have a support system. Every doctor is going to be like, who's going home with you? Who's going to be helping you out? Who's going to be taking care of you? I was very lucky that, full TMI here, I was very lucky I was able to wipe like after using the bathroom front and back, because I would say if you were any bigger than me, you will have trouble wiping your own ass. You're gonna need somebody real close. A partner, a best friend, your mom, whatever it is. I was very lucky that I was mobile enough to do that. If you're much bigger than me, it's gonna be hard. Anyways, those are kind of all the things I recommend. If you have any specific questions about other specific things or other parts of my top surgery, feel free to ask. Until then, good luck with all of yours and have a wonderful day.
I have to pee so bad. I called dibs on the closest urinal.
I gotta pee too. Oh.
I kind of want to go up there. Do it, no balls. The fuck is that supposed to mean? What? Oh.
So do you get like boners or yeah.
Girls just don't make any sense to me, dude. I don't understand. Did you try asking how she's feeling and then listening to those words? Oh my god, that's actually perfect. How would you... Oh. Yeah. Oh my god, my girlfriend's on her period. This is like the Wild West for me. I genuinely have no idea what to do. Look me in the eyes. Chocolate, my doll, foot massage, rice pack, movie. You got it? Uh-huh. Say it with me. My doll, chocolate, foot massage, rice pack, movie. Yep, okay.
No, dude, I don't think feminism is destroying masculinity. I think it's highlighting the important parts of masculinity that should be focused on, rather than the toxic ones that are perpetrated the most in our society.
Oh my god. I've literally never thought about this before.
I know. Wild, right?
Gang, 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 gang.
Today my paper is gonna be... Why are you hard? What's wrong with you? That is none of your concern. It is my concern, because you're standing right in front of me.
Stupid. Or is it slow?
My name is Nick, and this is my voice 2 hours after covering all my vents in tinfoil. My name is Nick, and this is my voice 1 week after flossing with guitar strings. My name is Nick, and this is my voice 2 weeks after using candles to heat up all my food. My name is Nick, and this is my voice 3 weeks after traveling the country to look for King Arthur's bones. My name is Nick, and this is my 4th week of veganism. My name is Nick, and this is 8 weeks of putting Dawn dish soap into my tea. My name is Nick, and I'm 11 weeks pregnant. My name is Nick, and this is 12 weeks of eating sheet metal. My name is Nick, and this is my voice 17 weeks after breaking every window I come across. My name is Nick, and this is my 6th month of putting Aquaphor in my coffee. I lied. The previous clip is 5 months of putting Aquaphor in my coffee. Now it's 6 months of doing that. It's been an undisclosed amount of time since I started eating the teeth whitening strips I put on every day. My name is Nick, and this is an unknown amount of time of barking at the mailman. My name is Nick, and it's 33 weeks of making myself motion sick before I drive. My name is Nick, and this is my voice after 9 months of solitary confinement.
When I came out as transgender, I asked my school to change my name in their system. And the school I went to would typically take their sweet time doing anything they were asked. But not with this name change, because when I went into school the next day, the teacher called my preferred name during attendance. The whole class was looking around the room for a new student or something as I just slowly raised my hand. So thank you, middle school attendants, for telling everyone my new name so I didn't have to.
January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December.
So my homie from work gave me a ride home today, and I guess he didn't know that I'm trans, because we started talking, and like I have a 5-year-old son, so he was asking questions. He was like, oh, are you and his mom on good terms? I kind of just sat quiet and was like, yup, for sure. His mom and me get along great. Oh, little does he know, I am mom.
But I just can't date a dude with a vag. When we fell in love, you made my heart drop, and you had...
Does it feel good though?
Yeah, I kind of feel dope right now.
You look dope. What was that?
Breathing.
Oh.
So you smile at everything I say. You got some soft lips and some pearly white. I wanna touch them in the dead of night. Your smile ignites just like a candlelight. And somehow I know everything's alright.
So we fucked till it come to conclusions. All the things that we thought we were losing. I'm a ghost and you know this. That's why we broke up in the first place. Cause
I want you to know that I'm ready to go. Heartbeat, my heartbeat. I want you to know whenever you are around. Can't speak, I can't speak.
My nips fell off once. It was all because of this right here. This was my first binder, and when I got it, I was so excited to wear it that I didn't take it off for 3 days. People always ask me, well, how did you shower? I took it off to shower, but I rarely ever look down at my chest because as a trans person, duh, I don't need to look at them to be reminded that they're there. I feel them all day, and it sucks. Which is why I didn't take this off, because with it on for the first time, it felt like I didn't have them. You're only supposed to wear a binder for 8 to 10 hours max, and you're supposed to take 2 days off in the week. You're not supposed to sleep in it, and you're definitely not supposed to wear it for 3 days. When I finally took it off, and I actually looked down at my chest, I was shook. My bipples were gone. Nowhere to be seen. I thought they fell off. I know sometimes that can happen after top surgery in the shower. I thought maybe binders can do that too. Something with the friction maybe. Well, yeah, that was part of it. My binder was slowly chafing off my bipples for 3 days straight until there was nothing left. I immediately told my roommate and he laughed. And it's kind of funny, right? Like they were there one day and then the next day they're not. Which was sort of my dream, for them to just be gone one day. Like just I go to sleep one day, I wake up and they're gone the next, but not the bipples, the whole fucking set, you know? Unbelievable. They ended up growing back. It was just chafing, you know? They're fine now, but I haven't forgotten. Bind wisely.
Mr. Bjornson, do you have any cheese for sale?
Oh, do I have a cheese? Let's see. We've got the Munster, the Gouda, the Brie.
Do you have any stinky cheese?
You cops.
My name and my age and my favorite song and what country I live in and my dream job and my favorite shirt. Do I have any pets? Am I single or taken or in love with my ex? And my favorite movie, one thing that worries me, one of my idols and one insecurity, and my favorite band, my favorite smell, and a picture of me in 2012.
Me, or I think she like me. Molly rocks in my green tea. Pussy boy can get out my way. I'll run up that jet before I run any face. Killing shit for fun, but I ain't catching no case. Chilling in the sun.
That nigga right there.
That nigga right there.
He can't come around.
Fuck is you dumb, stupid, retard? I fuck your bitch.
Hi, my name is Luck and I'm gonna teach you a little binder trick that I recently learned. For reference, this is what I look like with the sports bra on, and the sports bra with the shirt looks like. You can tell I have a lot more of this breast area. This is what I look like when I stand straight. So I used to put my binder on like a sports bra and like make my chest like really up here and close together because I thought that was like the way that I could get it as flat as possible. But I used to get like this spillage. I'm gonna show you what that looks like with a shirt. I used to get like this puffiness like up here, so I'd have to be like kind of like this all the time so you couldn't tell, and like I used to have to like, you know, and I was like, but I'm wearing a binder, why don't I look flat? My partner actually taught me that you're supposed to separate them like this and put them kind of to the side and bring this a little higher up, right? So that they're actually so much flatter like that. I also don't get as much of that spillage as I did before. Now I'm gonna show you with the shirt. This is with the shirt on. Do you see how flat, how much more flat that is? I think it's because now I have this like more concave area over here. A lot less bird chesty. I don't have to like stand like that. It's actually really flat looking, you know? Look at that. Holy shit. I mean, I still have that kind of bad posture, but it's so much better like this. I hope this helps.
Let's talk about testosterone and hair loss because I am balding. I was already developing male pattern baldness before I started HRT, but of course it got worse afterwards. There's me showing you my blonde roots to show that I'm not that bald. Most of my hair loss is around my temples and the top of my head. I've been using minoxidil to regrow it, and it's been working pretty great. Minoxidil is a topical solution that you apply to your scalp that helps you regrow hair by increasing the blood flow. To apply it, I take these long sections from the front to back of my head and then dot a few dots because it's very runny. I do want to put a warning out there that minoxidil is fatal to cats, even if they contact like a single drop, so be careful how you use it. I make sure that I apply it really well to my temples, and then I scrub it around my scalp. And then I do apply it to my sideburns as well. And here you can see all the little baby hairs that are growing back since I started using it about 6 months ago. I don't use it as often as I should. I use it maybe once a day or every other day. You can also use a product called finasteride, which is a DHT blocker, which means that it prevents certain effects from testosterone. The downside to that is that you may not see as much facial hair growth or bottom growth.
This is my voice. 1 day, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 2 months, 9 weeks, 11 weeks, 3 months, 14 weeks, 15 weeks, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 10 months, 1 year, 2 years on testosterone.
Feel like a brand new boss.
Yes, I used to be a girl, and yes, people tell me I look like Hopper 100 times a day. So I flew to DC, I did a photo shoot. Enjoy, and let me know what you think. Bye.
Bitches and hoes, bows and hoes, yeah, bitches and hoes, yeah. I said bitches and hoes. Bitches and hoes don't exist because the hoes know bows are feminist. Bitches and hoes don't exist because the hoes know bows are feminist. So take off your bras and burn up. You can let me burn up. Take off your bras and burn them. Oh, you can let Bo burn them, burn them. Take off your bras and burn up. You can let me burn up. Take off your bras and burn them, burn them. And you can let Bo burn them, burn them.
2 weeks ago today, I had top surgery. Here's how my recovery is going. My scars extend under my arms towards my back. My range of motion is better than last week, but it's still not to its full extent. As you can see here, I still can't hug myself, but I can show off my little muscles here. Bloatings went down some to show my cute tummy, but not enough to where I can fully close my button-up shirts. Looking good, CLO. See you next week for week 3. Peace.
She got body for days, but the girl won't flaunt it.
You better bark like you want it. Bark like you want it. Bark like you want it, baby. Bark like you want it.
Hi, my name is Ains. I use he, him pronouns, and this is my first day on testosterone. Today is my 4th week on T.
So even though I'm like 7.5 weeks on T,
It's been 11 weeks on T.
and this is my 4th month on testosterone, I'm gonna make a video of my T-shot routine. So I am 24 weeks on T. I have 2 things to say about testosterone right now. And for reference, I'm about to be 9 months on testosterone. Hey, it has now been 10 months on testosterone, and this is my voice. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the most recent changes that I've experienced, things that I feel like wait until a little bit later, like close to your 1-year mark, or at least that's how it's happened for me. So I've been getting a lot of like cystic acne, especially around here right now, and it has more to do with like they're more ingrown hairs than it is cystic acne, because like my facial hair is like starting to come in, so like around my mustache and my beard
beard, I've been getting cystic acne. My hair had slowly gotten curlier, but in the last like month, it's like really ramped up and gotten a lot curlier. Like I have like ringlets in the back and stuff like that, so that's really fun. My body hair has gotten significantly darker in the last month, which is like absolutely crazy. And my favorite thing is that my voice has like settled a bit, so like I can sing more and my voice doesn't crack as much. When I get excited, my voice doesn't crack. But yeah, those are all of my exciting tea updates. Have a wonderful day.
Lights will guide you home.
What to put in your testosterone kit as a transman. Pack your needles. Cotton balls. Band-aids. Most importantly, testosterone. Lollipops because you're so great.
So baby, do it right, do me right. We can go all the time. We can move fast, then rewind. When you put your body on mine and collide, collide. It could be one of those nights, but we don't turn off the lights. Wanna see your body on mine and collide, collide. Baby, it's all yours if you want me, all yours if you want me. Put it down if you want me tonight. It's all yours if you want me, all yours if you want me. Put it down if you want me. Let's collide.
Waking up, she on it. Good love in the morning. Get on top, my cojones. I pleasure you for the moment. This don't come with no warranty. You want it but can't afford it. My world is different than yours. Your opinion of me is glorifying in all these formats. Back to Future and DeLorean. You ain't used to feeling this important. Cars imported, girls imported.
Hey doc, will testosterone shrink my chesticles? The answer is definitely yes, for most of you. You know, testosterone is a very powerful masculinizing hormone, so it has a negative effect on feminine tissue, and breasts are feminine tissues. Now, will it affect everybody exactly the same? No. In fact, I can't even give you a percentage for how much it will shrink, but I don't think there's any question that it will shrink it to some extent. Now, the more it shrinks it, the better it is for you, less binding volume that you have to deal with. And when you go in for your top surgery, you know, I don't have to deal with as much volume, and typically I can get you a better result. You know, the skin's a little bit looser, gives me the opportunity to actually shape the chest. There's far less fat in the breast for me to have to suck out. And, you know, the masculine chest is much easier to expose after you've shrunk the chesticles with testosterone.
I have two moms and my brother's gay, and when I came out to my mom when I was like in 6th grade, she asked if I was doing it to fit in with the family. That's like top 5 funniest things she has ever said in her entire life.
When you first met me, that girl wasn't me. She had my same blue eyes and my stupid big teeth. Oh, I know you miss the sad girl I was before, but I don't know who that is anymore.
4, 3, 2.
I know you see, somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful.
Too much labor, all day, every day. Therapist, mother made nymphs, then a virgin, nurse, then a servant, just an appendage, lived to attend him so that he never lifts a finger 24/7.
wild. Every time, everyone.
Here are like my best tips that I can give you if you apply trans tape. If you have trouble with it sticking to your skin, you're gonna wanna rub your skin with rubbing alcohol before you start. If you're too scared to do that, just make sure that you give your body a really good wash where you're gonna apply the tape, and make sure that there's no lotions or deodorants or oils or dirt or anything on your skin, or else it's not gonna stick well. After you apply the tape, you wanna make sure that you're doing a lot of rubbing and putting a lot of heat on the tape, because heat is what causes the adhesive to actually stick to your skin. Before applying the tape, you want to make sure that you're rounding the corners and not having like cornered edges, because the cornered edges is what's going to create blisters and tension whenever you're like tugging on the tape. When you're applying the tape, you want to make sure that the first like inch and a half and the last inch and a half are not having any sort of stretch, that they are just placed on the skin, because again, that's where like the most tension is going to be, and that's how you're going to get blisters. If you've never used trans tape before, make sure you do a patch test, put a little bit on maybe just a little square on your chest or a little bit of square on your arm, see if you have a reaction to it before you actually do an entire tape job. When you're applying the tape, you want to make sure that you're in a position where all of your fat is leaning away from the center of your chest. So whether that's leaning all the way over, standing up, laying down on the floor or on a bed, or any other way that you can get your tissue to move to the side, like naturally with gravity. At least that helps make the flattest result. If you're using multiple strips, you want to make sure that the top strip is angling down so that it's not hitting your armpit hair, and so that it's creating more of that masculinized chest shape with like kind of the swoop. When you're removing trans tape, you want to get Unisolve. Go buy Unisolve. I cannot stress this enough. Unisolve is literally going to melt off the adhesive. It's going to take it off in literally 2 seconds. You're going to have no issue. It will melt off. It's made for people who have like medical patches, like for people who have diabetes and stuff like that. So it's made to destroy adhesive. If you don't have Unisolve, use any sort of oil. I would recommend coconut oil, but any sort of oil or oily substance is also going to melt off the adhesive. It's just going to take way longer than Unisolve will. Make sure after you take your trans tape off that you're moisturizing your chest, because it hasn't been moisturized in days, depending on how long you've had it on. And make sure that you're taking at least like 1 rest day in between tapes, or else you're gonna rip up your skin. If you're really annoyed with your trans tape not being dry when you get out of the shower, make sure that you use a blow dryer, and you can blow dry it so that it's not getting your clothes all wet when you get out of the shower. If you have a big event and you want them to look the flattest during that day, I would wait to tape until as soon as you can, like right before the event, because it's going to like hold as much tension like right after you do it and then slowly loosen day by day. You can also just add an extra strip the day of the event. That's what I'm doing for this weekend. And also always keep in mind that cis men, none of them have perfectly flat chests. Most of them have fat there. Some of them have muscle. Like, they all look different. A completely flat result is honestly, it's unattainable and it's not realistic. So always keep that in mind. Your chest is going to look perfect, but I hope this helps give you a flatter or less painful result.
I get more change in the highs, I know I can never get back, so I'm always on low. And I got eyes on the back of my head, I got eyes everywhere, so I know where you go. I can drop ties in this bitch, drop like flies in this bitch. I cut ties.
My face doesn't look like this anymore. The first change was that I started standing up straighter. When you aren't scared to be seen, it just happens naturally. I cut my hair. We act like appearances don't matter, but they do. It changes how people treat you and how you feel about yourself. It's hard to explain the dissonance that happens when you don't identify with your body, and you tell yourself that you should and try to change who you are. Gender is a complex interplay of hormones, gene expression, personal experience, and it can't be changed. But our bodies can be. It's a privilege to have a body at all, let alone one you like or identify with. Don't take that for granted. Since transitioning, I like the person who looks back at me in the mirror, and it's not just because of what he looks like, but because I know he will never let someone else's judgment of me take precedence over my own reality again. I tell the truth with my sculptures, and I hadn't even noticed the sadness that I captured in my previous version. My old face may be gone forever, but it's been replaced with one that feels more confidence, peace, and joy.
That
tryna crit neck on her big neck. Mine is selling crit neck for the stick neck. And I got a big neck for the chit chat. Finna drop out. Drop it on my car.
Recline, so I had to let back the seat. Fell out in
So here I am 16 years old. This is my first gender affirming haircut that I've ever gotten. I just came out at this point. This is from when I was 18. I was just about to get on testosterone here, really soon. This is me a few months into taking testosterone. I think I was about a year on testosterone here. There's definitely an awkward face. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And then this is about 2 years on T and a few months off of it. I got off for financial reasons, not gender reasons. And then this is me about 2 years and 2 months back on T. This is a more mask picture, but this is 2 years and 5 months. And then this is also 2 years and 5 months, which is about where I'm at now. When you go through puberty, you're gonna have an awkward phase. It happens to literally everyone, including cis people. But with trans people, it just happens to happen to them a little bit later in life. You gotta wait it out. You gotta experiment, try new things. Figure out what makes you comfortable. Figure out what makes you euphoric. And don't let people who fearmonger on the internet make you not transition. Okay, testosterone doesn't make you ugly. Testosterone made me the hottest I've been in my entire life. But it also made me less dysphoric and more comfortable in my body than I have ever been, which is the part that actually matters. One of the best parts of this life is that we get to customize our own character. Okay, please do not let society's standards of what beautiful is prevent you from being you.
It's like I'm dreaming, got a feeling I'm not getting better, but tragedy hasn't happened yet. Whatever, I know better, and I can't admit that it tastes like shit. I know I can't quit. Whenever, I know better. Such a tasty habit. I'll tell you all about it.
Ooh, now y'all, I ain't gonna lie, this video was hard to do. I was getting hot sweats, hot flashes. Lips were quivering and my knees were buckling, but I made it through. Behind me is something that I feel like this is magic and true joy. Imagine wanting something your whole entire life and you can finally get it. You can finally do your shit. And when I say y'all do it down. Let's get into the iconic trans men, honey. Woo, tall glass of chocolate milk, child. And you said you wanted to be included, oh babes, you included. The level of handsomeness y'all be surfing on the silver platter is crazy. And I just want to throw this out there. I am not opposed to trans men, honey. If anybody was wondering. Look at that jawline, it's beautiful, it's architecture. And y'all be flea as hell. I mean, every time y'all pop out, y'all just giving fashion. But you know what they say, drip or drown, honey. And speaking of my experience of being told as a little boy, man up, quit acting like a little girl. I know y'all was hearing, stop hanging with the boys and stop being rough, go be a little girl. So shout out to y'all for living y'all life. It's people that's still in fear today because they don't want to do it to shame their parents. Shout out to y'all for breaking out and doing what you wanted to do. Literally, y'all are growing more facial hair than me. Y'all was already fine when y'all was girls and y'all switched over and said, bitch, we still eating it. I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly sleep. I lose all control. And I read somewhere that sometimes people are insecure about their breast reduction scars. Baby, that scar tell a motherfucking story. You do not need to cover up. Show that chest. Boy, shit. God damn, the pressure's getting worse. Fine as fuck. I mean, I have nothing else to say but fine as fuck. Thank y'all for taking a risk. Thank y'all for helping change the future. Y'all just don't understand how proud of us I am. We were literally slaves. We couldn't even read. Now we doing what the fuck we want to do.
Hi, my name is Anakin, and this is me 1 day on T. Hi, my name is Anakin, and this is my voice 1 month on T.
Hi, my name is Anakin, and this is my voice 3 months on T. Hi, my name is Anakin, and this is my voice 6 months on T. Hi, my name is Anakin, and this is my voice 9 months on T. Hi, my name is Anakin, and this is my voice 1 year on T. Let's go, yo. Hi, my name is Anakin, and this is my voice 1 year and 3 months on T. Gang gang. Hi, my name is Anakin, and this is my voice 1 year and 6 months on T. Let's go. Hi, my name is Anakin, and this is my voice 1 year and 9 months on T. Gang gang.
A trans person is not going to attack you in the bathroom. If a man wanted to attack a woman that's using the restroom, he can just walk into the bathroom. He doesn't need to put on a dress and long hair to do it. There's something so toxic about looking at trans people like predators because we're more scared of you than you are of us at times. Yet the narrative is that it's all these people that are actually scared of us. I'm not trying to invade your space. I'm just trying to go.
And I was like, why are you so obsessed with me? Boy, why are you so obsessed with me?
People want to know, are you trans? Yes. I was born a female. Yes. Do I regret being born a female? Hell no. That's who made me who I am today. And I see somebody say, do I got a period? Hell no. Hell, motherfucking no.
The touchscreen works the same way as it does for those systems, but the Nintendo 3DS comes with an extending stylus. Hello, little stylus.
Hello, Mario.
This is my voice 1 day on testosterone. This is my voice 1 month on testosterone. This is my voice 2 months on testosterone. This is my voice 3 months on testosterone. This is my voice 4 months on testosterone. This is my voice 5 months on testosterone. This is my voice 6 months on testosterone. This is my voice 7 months on testosterone. This is my voice 8 months on testosterone. And this is my voice 10 months on testosterone. This is my voice 11 months on testosterone. What's up? It's Gian, and this is my voice 1 year on testosterone.
Like I've been rotate pants tonight, not turns to whatever we want. We're young enough to say, oh, this has gotta be the good life. This has gotta be the good life. This could really be the good life.
You said you should kill that. I said no, fuck that. You said come on, be a man. What? You're a total anti-sexist, a patriarchy fighter, but your whole worldview collapses the moment there's a spider. Cool, I get it, this is the real you. It's a pleasure, nice to meet you. Shit like this brings the movement down. Everyone's a feminist until there is a spider around. Fight.
Chest binders are not designed to give you a flat chest. Hear me out. Very few humans are stick straight up and down. People of all genders have bumps and curves. Your chest is a combination of fat, breast tissue, and your pectoral muscles. Not even cis men have totally flat chests. A binder is designed to help you go from a traditionally feminine silhouette to a more masculine one. It's all about proportions. If you are in a larger body, your chest will be larger regardless of the sex you were assigned at birth. Your binder should help you shift and manage your chest to make it appear appear flatter and more like a cis man's, but it won't vanish it completely. That would look very odd. We also haven't invented binders of holding yet. Likewise, if your body is smaller, the goal is for your chest to appear more like pecs. Think Chris Evans. If you have a naturally larger chest but a smaller frame, you are going to have a harder time achieving your desired look. Binders are not all powerful and your breast tissue has to go somewhere, but even on larger chests, they can still help you feel more comfortable. Remember to utilize clothing here too. A binder should be one tool, not your entire toolbox. All chests are different. Find what works for your body.
I just wanna be your favorite, pretty boy. I get a rush when I make you blush, so I got no choice. I just wanna.
I'm just trying to be myself. I got everybody mad at me for it. I hit the beat so hot, they give me a surplus battery for it. It's an expensive cut.
I love my sister more than anything in this life. I will choose her happiness over mine every time. Put what we had aside, I'm standing at her side. You can never be satisfied, God, I hope you're satisfied.
When my husband came out as trans, it wasn't hard for me, but I did have moments I missed. I'm bi, so his transition never bothered me. His looks, his labels, his voice change, I loved all of that. But there were some changes I had to get used to. The social changes were the most unexpected. For starters, being in all lesbian spaces became questionable, where I found myself having to ask, is this a girls' night or a queer night? And branching off of that, he obviously was no longer welcome in all women's spaces, so going to separate facilities became our new normal. As silly as it may seem, I still miss going to the bathroom together. And I miss, probably more than anything, being automatically perceived as gay. Of course, looking like a straight couple comes with many privileges, but I fought really hard to accept myself, and after years of insecurities, I'm finally confident in my queerness. But ultimately, his transition wasn't hard for us. If anything, I grew more in love with him because I got to know him better. There's a vulnerability in transitioning that he trusted me with, and in return, I just wanted to be, and still am, his #1 fan.
Hey guys, when I go on T, first of all, will you still love me? Will you still love me? Second of all, is it gonna be like as bad as y'all say about like, you know, cause I'm already like that. Is it gonna get worse for me? Is it?
Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's nobody's fault.
Trans boy motherfucking update. Brr, brr, bang, bang, bang. The process is worth it.
what is for you will not pass you. And I'm just blessed and highly favored. I got my date confirmed yesterday, and I also got a bunch of other information that I want to tell you about. So, first things first, no matter what graft site you get for your phalloplasty, you will have to get a CAT scan before your surgery, right? And this was the first time I ever had a CAT scan. Fun fact, it stands for CT scan, which stands for computed tomography scan. To impress the girls. But it's pretty much a 3D x-ray, and they just lay you on a bed and push you into this big metal donut, and then they tell you to breathe in, then breathe out, then breathe in, then breathe out. Take some pictures, and then you're good. See, I told you, big metal donut. But because of the nature of how x-rays work, for it to see your organs and your arteries and your coronaries and all that juicy shit, they actually have to inject you through an IV with this iodine pigmented solution. And feels a little interesting. Not gonna say it hurts or it's painful or it's even long, like you're only in there for like 10-15 minutes, but the iodine does cause a heat flash and like this metallic taste and moment in your body. And I tell you, the moment he told me what it was gonna feel like, and I still didn't believe him. But they make you put your arms up, and you're laying there, and then this cold rush comes through your arm, and then this heat flash goes over your body, and you only feel it like in like your holes. So it's like your ears get super hot, the back of your throat and your nose and your mouth get like kind of metallic-y. You feel it in your chest, and then all of a sudden you feel it in your genitals, and it feels like you're peeing on yourself, but you're not. And he told me that. He told me it was going to feel like that. Deadass didn't believe him. And then I was like, wow. So science is crazy, but I don't, But that's really important because the CT scan allows them to be able to see not just your arteries and, what the route of everything that it's going and shit like that, like the landscape of your veins, but it also allows them to see if there's any narrowing of your veins, if there's any calcium buildup. It just allows them to get a really good picture of the landscape of the arteries in your graft site so that your surgeons don't have any questions asked and they can make a really detailed and complete game plan of what they're going to harvest when and where before your surgery happens. You know what I'm saying? And that's especially really important for the ALT flap because it's not a free flap like the RFF flap, where the radial forearm, where they actually take your graft site and completely disconnect it from your body and then reattach it to your body. Your ALT is harvested and the arteries that are there existing are rerouted. So you're actually never disconnected from your graft site. It's just relocated. So, they really need to be able to pinpoint a strong artery, a strong vein, and, know what the fuck is going on before they start going in. I also learned for my urethroplasty, which would be my stage 2, that because of the nature of the urethra and the nerve hookup that they want and the thinness of the skin that they want, they pretty much told me that they have to harvest it from my forearm. So then they were like, left or right. And I already told y'all I wasn't fucking with that because I like my tattoos where they are, and I kind of was gonna be a little weirded out by having a section of my arm taken away, but they were just like, this is the best place to get the graft from so that there will be the least complications for you. So like anything else in the trans life, it's a sacrifice. So I will be giving up a couple of these bad boys, but it's all for the greater good, you know what I'm saying? So I just pretty much chose my left because I'm a tattoo artist as well, and I don't want to put a possibility of having have muscle spasms or lose sensation or move mobility in the hand that I draw with. So I was like, all right, well, left over right. So it is what it is. But yeah, I just want to let y'all know it's definitely a super long process, and just looking back on it, I'm like, wow, I really had to jump through hoops for a year to get to where I am at, where I have a date, but it's completely worth it, you know what I'm saying? And it's such a large milestone and an invasive surgery and just a huge leap of faith that, I will do it again if I had to. But it's it's that long for a reason, you know what I'm saying? You got to really want it. And you got to really be ready for that shit. You really got to know what's going on with your body and with the process you're about to go through. So, I'm in it for the long run. And we gonna get our reward.